Big test for both of these sides to begin 2026. And it is the home side who will get us underway. Al Ahli all in green. Big test of their unbeaten home record. And Al Nassr, despite their fantastic efforts so far this season, know that were they to lose this match and then Al Hilal to win at Damak in a couple of days' time, they could conceivably be knocked off the top of the table. It's quite a title race in prospect in the second half of the campaign.
Well, another wonderful event this evening in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. Two teams chasing the top of the league. The RSL league title. Al Ittihad haven't started the season particularly well. Al Nassr, on the other hand, have been absolutely superb. When you come here to Jeddah, you see this stadium, whether it's full of green or yellow and black, full of green this evening for that man's team. The atmosphere is always phenomenal, and no different tonight. And Al Nassr bring a big following with them also.
Yeah, fifth last season, third the year before. Al Ahli finding themselves fourth at the moment, but a couple of wins behind Al Town. Here goes Ivan Toney. Lovely little ball in, and a first save required. Oh, and it was nearly the perfect start. Over the bar, via the crossbar itself, Mateus Gonçalves almost firing Al Ahli into a first-minute lead.
Really good play from Ivan Toney. It would have been checked for offside. See whether he times his run or not. The goalkeeper comes out, makes himself big, but Gonçalves picks up on the rebound. It's a wonderful ball through. Goalkeeper comes out and does superbly well. Makes himself big, makes a really good block. Gonçalves is the one there, just can't produce the finish.
Well, that was a good chance there for Galeno in the opening minute of the match there. Now Al-Akidi kept on his toes almost right from the kickoff. All calm in the technical area for Jorge Jesus at the moment. We'll keep an eye on that. Al-Akidi sends it on its way. João Felix beaten to it, and Al Ahli very quick out of the blocks in this one.
What is going to be interesting this evening to keep an eye on is the high line that Al Nassr keep. Every time we watch them, we see that high line from Al Amri and Martinez, and they keep pushing up the pitch and pushing up the pitch. But in players like Al Brekan and Ivan Toney, they've got players who can breach that, as we've seen in a very, very early stage of this game, get in behind that Al Nassr defence, and they've got the pace to do so, and that's something that he will have worked on this week.
Good play from Feras Al Brekan, and Galeno in on goal there with that shot, and then Gonçalves rattling the crossbar. Here's João Felix. What a significant addition to the Russian Saudi League he's been so far this season. Outstanding contribution in front of goal. Seems to have finally found a home where he can really flourish and prosper.
He's been one of the signings, if not the signing of the season so far. Teo Hernandez from Al Hilal will run in close. But you look at João Felix, you look at his age, still only 26 years of age. But you look at his CV, where he's been: Benfica, Atletico Madrid, Chelsea.
Ali Madrashi with a challenge on Saad Al Nassr. Al Nassr on the end of an early tackle in this match, when it was rather the other way round in their last game at a similar stage very early on.
Absolutely was. Al Nassr received that early red card, very, very early red card away at Al Ittihad, which was very quickly, well, not very quickly, it took the officials a while. They went over to the VAR screen, and I thought he was very fortunate to stay on the pitch. It was a challenge that the referee on the field deemed initially a red card. It was overturned, and they eventually kept 11 players on the pitch.
No pressure there on Brozovic from Gonçalves. That's Al Ghanam over on the far side. Brozovic staying deep. Martinez, who hasn't missed a match since arriving from Barcelona. Brozovic with plenty of time in possession here. Here's Wesley. Al Ghanam will take the throw, going out of Hossawi on the far side. 4 wins and a draw from 5 matches on the road for Al Nassr. Bit of a chase there for Angelo, and Demiral was with him. Demiral, of course, who normally has Roger Ibanez alongside him. Ibanez suspended today, and Turkish international getting hands-on with Angelo.
Yeah, do well, Angelo, to get round Demiral from that type of range. Very experienced Turkey defender. Obviously spent time with Cristiano Ronaldo at Juventus. You saw the embrace between the two of them in the team handshake. Be an interesting battle to keep an eye on. Know each other very well.
They are missing a few, aren't they, today? I mean, obviously we mentioned Mendy and Kessie and Riyad Mahrez, but also Ibanez would be quite a notable miss. I mean, he scored in the win the other day, as well as getting himself sent off.
It'd be a big miss, because what Al Ahli have done, the spine of the team with Mendy, Demiral, Ibanez, Frank Kessie and Ivan Toney, the spine of the team is what the strength has been.
Here's Wesley. Good play from the young Brazilian. Just missing the finishing touch. And he concedes a free kick as well. Good period of the season, though, for Wesley. We've seen Angelo, the other young Brazilian player, very much establish himself as a starting player for Al Nassr this season. And now Wesley getting a few starts in a row. Galeno there denied right at the start of the match. And then Mateus Gonçalves on the follow-up. Good play from Feras Albarracán there.
Really good ball from Albarracán. Great weight on the pass. And lucky there, Gonçalves just couldn't apply the finish.
A bit lucky there, weren't they, Al Nassr, right at the start of the game?
Well, it's the high line. It's something to keep an eye on through the game. You see now those yellow shirts, as soon as the ball's cleared up the pitch, they get out, they squeeze, they make the pitch very, very narrow. They try and get out and hold a high line. But as I say, that the pace that Al Ahli have, they can hurt them in behind.
Abdulelah Al Amri asking quite a lot of Wesley, who was prepared to chase. And his persistence almost paid off, but Zakaria Hossoe able to bring it clear. That's a lovely looking ball. Toney waits in the middle. Toney's got a chance. Al Ahli have the lead. He doesn't miss opportunities like that. 7 minutes in, and number 17 finds the back of the net. Al Ahli strike first against the leaders. Al Nassr behind.
That's a perfect example of the way that Al Ahli play. They're a team that are quite happy without possession, but on the turnover of possession, they turn defence into attack so quickly. In the blink of an eye, Hossawi wins the possession back, and they're back to front so quickly. The weight of pass, the way he drifts it into Galeno's path with the outside of his left boot. Galeno takes his time, he looks up, and he picks out Ivan Toney. He doesn't even need to look at the goal, knows exactly where it is. It's a lovely finish from Ivan Toney. They had the warning, Al Nassr, and now they've been punished.
Well, they've started the match with great confidence and purpose, Al Ahli, and they've taken the game to Al Nassr wherever possible in the opening minutes.
It was a really good sweeping move down that left-hand side. It was Hossawi, the fullback, it was that started it. He was allowed too much time and space, and the ball into the path of Galeno. Superb ball. And his ball into Ivan Toney matched the quality. And the Englishman had an easy task.
Yeah, 2-0 winners in their last game against Al Fayha, having lost in the league for the first time all season on the 26th of December at Al Fateh by 2-1. That was a bit of an upset, that defeat. But they got back on track pretty sharpish, and they've started extremely well in this one. Second home game in the space of a few days. Now, what's the response? The chase is on, and Kingsley Coman beaten to the ball. Well, we knew this was going to be a test for the leaders. And Al Ahli very much up and about here at the beginning of this one. Marcelo Brozovic for Al Nassr. Back into Martinez. João Felix dropping a little bit deeper. Good combination with Ronaldo. One back, though, by Ziad Al-Jahani initially. Free kick for the challenge on the goal scorer.
We've got a wonderful record here at home, but actually it's an even better record when you look the 1-0 win at Al Ittihad. Let's not forget they share this same stadium, so that wasn't really on the road. It was in this same stadium. It might not be full of the Al Ahli fans, but it was in this stadium. So when you look at that, their record here at home, certainly one that will push them on to better things this season than the 5th place finish that they had last.
Yeah, and there was a really good early season draw with Al Hilal as well, a 3-3. That match very early in the campaign.
3-0 down for a long stage in that game, weren't they? I mean, it looked done and finished that game until the 70-odd minute, and they showed the spirit and the character to come back.
Yeah, won the last 2, beating Al Qadisiyah 2-1 and Al Fayha 2-0 just the other day. Very good strike rate, Ivan Toney, as you'd expect, during his time in the Kingdom, having moved from the Premier League in England.
A chance here again to see that ball. It wasn't just the weight of the pass, it was the timing of the run and the timing of the pass as well. Galeno on that left-hand side just holds and holds, keeps himself onside.
And here they come again with another opportunity, and a golden opportunity has been wasted. That could so easily and probably should have been 2-0. Ali Madrashi racing into the penalty area, and he can't quite believe he hasn't scored.
Almost a carbon copy. Look at the high line of Al Nassr, breached once again. Left-hand side, ball across. Ivan Toney can't get there this time. The captain, Madrashi, comes in on the far post. The only thing missing from this move is the finish. Should really do better. You can only feel if that was Ivan Toney, it would be 2-0.
Away by Martinez. The leaders are rattled here. Here's Angelo. The good news for Al Nassr, of course, is there's still a long way to go in the match. But don't forget, as well as conceding a goal, Al Nassr have had their crossbar rattled and just seen that shot whistle past the post as well. It could easily be at least a 2-0 deficit.
I mean,
inside the opening 11 minutes, as it was.
We're very early in the game, aren't we? But I've not seen Al Nassr's defence breached on numerous occasions so easily this season. They've only conceded 7 league goals. A big part of their play this season has been defensive stability. To go with the attacking quality they've got, the defence looks very vulnerable.
They'll miss Simakan, though, won't they? He's out injured at the moment.
Yeah, they'll miss Mohamed Simakan. But Al Amri, to this point, has done a good job deputising alongside Martinez. He's actually a danger in the opposition box as well, Al Amri.
Yeah, Abdulelah Al Amri is his 3rd start in a row. Spent last season on loan at Al Ittihad. Made 20 appearances in the league for them, so...
Title winner.
Yeah.
That could be an interesting one, couldn't it? An interesting stat, whether the same players won a title with 2 different teams in following years.
Marcelo Brozovic is with Sad Al Nassr. And it's with the Croatian now. The touch from Koeman. Back into Angelo. Too much weight in that ball forward.
Chance now to see the Madrashi missed opportunity. Such a simple move again on the left-hand side. Galeno, he's getting a lot of time and a lot of space. George Jesus, he's a brilliant watch. He's as good a watch as his team are, watching him in his technical area. He's not happy at the moment. His team are getting exposed defensively.
Abdurrahman Al-Sanbi away to the far side, forward off the boot of Hossawi towards Gonçalves. Signed him from Flamengo in the early portion of the season. Lovely skill from João Felix. Not enough on the ball to pick out Ronaldo. Well, João Felix and his teammates have found themselves very much in a game here so far this evening. He's got 13 league goals in the 11 matches he's played so far this season, João Felix. Some return. Here's Martinez into Al Nassr. Chase now for Koeman. Demiral has gone across. This gets away from Angelo. Free kick awarded for the home side. Much to the frustration of Marcelo Brozovic. Well, both sets of players were complaining at the ref at the same time there.
They're a dangerous team, Al Ahli, when they go a goal up, because they're a team that are quite happy not to have possession. You look at their stats in recent games, they're a team that are happy to suffer without the ball. We saw last season they looked to press high and win the ball up. But with Mateusz Jaisler this season, he's coached the side that they don't always have to be on the front foot. They're a team that will sit deep and they can play on the counter-attack. It's been a big part of their play.
Yeah, it's interesting you say that, you know, in recent matches, they won 3 of the last 5 in the league, and in the 3 games they've won against Al Fayha, Al Qadisiyah and Al Ittihad, they only averaged 32% possession.
Yeah, and we've seen that in the games. You say that the big games against Al Ittihad and Al Qadisiyah, against the bigger teams, they will allow the opposition possession, pressing high at the moment, but they do sit in a solid defensive shape.
Yeah, perhaps also more to the point, they've taken their big chances, or 5 of 10 big chances in those games, and with someone like Ivan Toney up top, you've got every chance of doing so. Good to see Galeno playing again. He's missed so much of the season with a knee injury, but back for the last few matches and just getting himself fully up to speed once more, which will be bad news for the opponents on any given week. It was a chase for Madrashi. Quite a whirlwind opening quarter of an hour from the home side. 1 goal to show from it, but it might have been more.
It's going to be a test, this, for Al Nassr. We'll speak about how well they've started the season with all the wins and the draw at Al Ettifaq. But that Al Ettifaq game was the start of a really tough run of games, and other than the Al Ittihad game, which they overcame, Al Nassr, for me, they haven't really played anybody in the top echelons of the league. This tonight starts off a really tough run.
Good play there by Wesley. Skill and pace and strength. Brozovic across to take it. Here's Wesley now. He's keeping Hassawi busy, but maybe just bit off a little more than he could chew on that occasion.
Another opportunity to look at the goal. Perfect move, really well played by Al Ahli. Lovely ball into Ivan Toney, and those are situations that he thrives on. Anything in between the goalpost, defender trying to close him, goalkeeper rushing out, eyes fixed on the ball.
Al Nassr, Al Brikan. Loitering with intent, applying a little bit of pressure. Brozovic. Just looking to send Sultan Al Ghanam on his way. Hassawi tidying up nice and tidily. That was Atangana. Right to the far side. Referee happy to play advantage there. Gonçalves wants it in the middle. Handy interception made by Al Amri. Maybe an opportunity for Al Nassr to venture forward, given away by Ronaldo.
Just trying to work the way into this game, Al Nassr. The early opportunity and the early goal they've conceded. They look rocked. Not really seen them like this, struggling to get any type of possession together.
Al-Jahani. Tony's little touch inside. Gonçalves, lovely play from the Brazilian. Delighting the home crowd. Atangana, the young French midfielder. This is Mohamed Suleiman, who's alongside Demiral in the heart of the defence. In for the suspended Ibanez today, Madrashi. Direct, but effective. And here comes Ivan Toney. Toney for number 2. Buries it from one end of the field to the other. Pinpoint, direct, and straight into the back of Al Akidi's net for the second time inside 20 minutes. Ivan Toney at the double.
What a start for the home side. The stadium is erupted with noise and a sea of green. Ball over the top. It's so simple from Al Ahli. You can see the game plan that they've worked on. The defensive line from Al Nassr, once again, it's so high. All Ivan Toney has to do is keep himself inside his own half, and he does it. VAR will check it, but it looks like he's done it to perfection. I mean, there's still a lot to do for Ivan Toney there on the angle. It's a wonderful first touch. It's a great ball over the top. Seemingly times his run to perfection. Martinez can't get back, but it's the pace and power that whips past the goalkeeper, Al Ahli. You'd question whether the goalkeeper could do better, get something on it. Ivan Toney knows where he is. Inside of his right boot, pace and power in between the goalkeeper's head and arm. It's a superb finish from the Englishman, and what a start for the home side, 2-0 up.
Al Nassr all at sea in the opening 20 minutes of this game. A great afternoon for those in green and white, and a great afternoon for fans of Al Hilal as well up to this point.
There'll be a lot watching this game with an interest, a vivid interest, but it's a perfect game for him, Ivan Toney. The way that this Al Nassr back line stays so high, there's no variation from it. They've played that way all season. They've had such success from it all season, but they haven't played teams with a tactical nous and a tactical way of how flexible they can be, and pace and power that Ivan Toney has got.
What a test here now for Al Nassr, and what an atmosphere. Al-Brekan there, who's no mean forward himself, up alongside Ivan Toney today, making a nuisance of himself.
It's going to be difficult for Al Nassr this evening, very difficult, because Al Ahli are a team that we just spoke about that are quite happy without the ball. They can play in this system now, what Mateusz Jaisler's coached into them. They'll sit deep, and the way that they play in that system, the counter-attack, the way we've seen these 2 goals, this is playing out perfectly for them at the moment.
It's interesting, isn't it? Typical. They've scored 15 goals all season up to now, and then they've scored 2 in 20 minutes in what one would think is arguably the most difficult fixture of the campaign. And a fixture when they've got 3 or 4 of their regular starting 11 unavailable.
Well, 3 really big players, haven't they? Like the spine. Mendy, Kessie, Mahrez, and obviously Ibanez, who's suspended.
Well, this match is rattling along. We're midway through the first half already. And at the moment, it's running away from Al Nassr. Brozovic. Touch from Ronaldo, flitting around the margins of the game so far. This is Kingsley Coman. Here's Ronaldo. The little exchange doesn't quite reach João Felix. One back by Al-Brekan. Was a tidy turn from Galeno. Al-Ghanam got a toe in there. Ball's out of play, throw in for the home side. And see Brozovic there in quite an animated discussion with one of his teammates as well.
Yeah, because we get another chance to look at the goal. Ivan Toney, yes, he is inside his own half just, but he's also just been played onside. It's an incredibly high line, and they're even trying to move up into the opposition's half, Al Nassr. See Toney, it's on an angle, it's a difficult angle. Goalkeeper should really do better.
Well, Al Ahli is started now 8 league matches in a row. Bento is the Brazilian international goalkeeper. He's got half a dozen caps for Brazil. He was their first choice last season. He's only playing in cup games this year. He's being kept out of the lineup.
I think it was his disappointing performance in Hong Kong, wasn't it, in the Super Cup at the start of the season. We were both there to see it. The goals that Bento conceded cost him his place in the side.
Here's Kingsley Coman. Al Nassr can get on the board. It'll bring them right back into the match. Wesley trying to run away from Galeno. Stuck to his task well. Atangana away to Hossawi, far side. Al-Ghanam winning it back. Brozovic with a touch. Wesley has it now. Seeing plenty of the ball so far in the game. He'll get a free kick as well for the foul by Toney.
That's better from Al Nassr. Need to start winning the ball back higher up the pitch. But saying that, they started slowly on Tuesday away at Al Ahli. They took a goal against to really liven them up, get into the game. Started the second half much the better.
Still roughly 3/4 of the match remaining. Brozovic into Angelo, thought about teeing it up, back out to João Felix, closed down, and the acrobatics from Kingsley Coman, not quite matching those we saw from Cristiano Ronaldo a few weeks ago, just before that break in late November, that outstanding bicycle kick in added time in one of their matches.
Closer to the corner flag, that one from Kingsley Coman, I think.
Al Shambi away. Kept a clean sheet in his first match of the season, last time out against Al Fayha. A free kick conceded by Gonçalves. Well, not surprising, there's a bit more of an urgency about Al Nassr now. Coman. Here's Wesley. Challenged by Toney. Ivan Toney has stayed down. Maybe caught on the follow-through from the shot, possibly. Angelo has it. Ivan Toney staying on the ground. Al Ahli down to 10. That was Atangana sliding in superbly to win the ball back. Wesley just checking on Ivan Toney, but he really felt that on the ankle.
He seemed quite concerned, Wesley, whether that's a disguise for a poor challenge. Showing his compassion to the referee, hoping that he's compassionate back to him. It'd be nice to have another look and see whether he does catch Ivan Toney. He looks in some pain down there.
I think he did. I think it was, you know, boot on ankle. We've
seen some yellow cards and some red cards in the last 48 hours. One rescinded, as we said. Al Nassr, his red card was rescinded at Al Ahli for a high challenge. Demiral, sorry, not Demiral, Ibanez sent off for a very similar challenge. Looks to be okay though, Ivan Toney.
Well, good to see him back on his feet. Remember, he's on a hat-trick in this match. And we're ready to go once more. What a first half so far. Galeno penalised for that challenge on Al Ghanam.
I don't think he needs to do that, Galeno. He's got the beating of Al Ghanam. We've seen that for the goal and the opportunity that Mazraoui had. Galeno on that left-hand side, he's definitely got the beating. The Al Nassr fullback.
Sent forward by Saad Al Nassr. Launched by Ali Mazraoui. Abdulelah Al Amri. Here's Martinez, over 400 appearances in La Liga in his career. Big signing from Barcelona, bags of experience. Here's Al Amri.
See that defensive shape I spoke about, Al Ahli, what they sit in. Very difficult to break down. They're quite happy when possession's in front of them.
Yeah, they're certainly sitting back when Brozovic has the ball, and Wesley tries to use a turn of pace, but didn't have enough, and then concedes the free kick. And Galeno proving a defensive help as well as an attacking threat.
There's a lot of frustration down there in yellow shirts at the moment. You can see the body language. Really managed to get anything really started in this game due to this man and his two finishes. It's a superb finish from the striker's point of view. Disappointing on many levels for Al Nassr.
There was some leak there from Albrican, and here comes Toney, challenged by Al Ahli. Brozovic with the opportunity to clear away from Gonçalves. Now it's with Al Amri trying to pick out Koeman. Madrashi gets a deflection on it. Albrekan back to try and help out here. Good play by Kingsley Coman. Sending it back in. Wesley. No save required.
Really good first touch from Wesley. Unfortunately for him, the strike didn't follow it. Good play by Kingsley Coman. That's what he's done all season. He gets past his fullback. Great first touch to set himself. Piece of defending in the end to put him off. This is the goalkeeping from Al Akidi. He does well there, actually, Nawaf Al Akidi. He makes a decision, sticks with his decision, and he goes and wins the ball.
He's really coming on, isn't he? Wesley, still only 20 years of age, second season with the club, having signed from Corinthians in 2024. Brozovic will take. 15 minutes to go to half-time. Here's Ronaldo. Who hasn't had many touches of the ball so far in the game. Martinez. Little bit of space here for Angelo. Koeman. Brozovic for square. Galeno got a toe on it. Back out to Abdulelah Al Amri. Oh, the goalkeeper's missed it. Abdulelah Al Amri. Al Nassr are back in the game. The goalkeeper caught out. It was a horrible moment for Abdurrahman Al-Sanbi. He should have dealt with it, but somehow it went through his legs.
It's a nightmare moment for Al-Sanbi, the goalkeeper. Al Nassr score with their first shot on target in the game. It's a poorly hit strike from Al Amri. Bounces awkwardly in front of the goalkeeper. Absolutely no excuse for the goalkeeper. He can see it all the way. Poor technique. Tries to scoop the ball. It goes through his legs. Awful goalkeeping error from Abdulrahman Al-Sanbi. But they won't care, Al Nassr and Al Amri. They needed a way back into this game, and they've just been handed one.
Wow. What a gift of a goal for the league leaders there. And Al-Sanbi in his second match of the season in the league with Edouard Mendy, the first choice, away with Senegal at the Africa Cup of Nations.
That's one of those that's unexplainable as a goalkeeper, because you'll do that 100 times in training and you'll never ever do that again. He's just taken his eye off the ball, he's taken his focus off the ball, whether he's thinking about his next movement, his next distribution, but that's almost unexplainable and inexplicable as a goalkeeper. It's just one of those that happen and you think, how has that happened? But it's an awful mistake, a lapse in concentration.
Here's Wesley now for Al Nassr, encouraged. Angelo back out to Brozovic, and suddenly the atmosphere inside Alinma Stadium has changed a little bit.
There was nothing for Al Nassr. They had nothing in this game. They had 2 shots in the game. None of them were on target. That's their first shot on target. Okay, they were having possession, but we talk about Al Ahli being a team happy without possession. Al Nassr were dominating possession, but had created absolutely nothing. But they've been thrown a lifeline.
Saad Al Nassr sending it across. Atangana away. As far as Wesley sliding it through. Racing in was Saad Al Nassr.
Gets the shot off Al Nassr. Catches Demiral on the calf on the way through. Brave piece of defending from Demiral, where it pays not to wear those small shin pads. There's no foul there, not from Al Nassr, just trying to make connection and get the shot on target.
Well, he won't want to see this too many times, will he?
It's an awful piece of goalkeeping, it really is. I mean, it's a decent enough strike from Al Amri, but it's nothing to ever trouble the goalkeeper. I mean, it probably had just enough pace on it to take it over the goal line. Lapse of concentration, poor technique in all honesty. As you're taught, as you go to collect the ball, you get a second barrier, what we call a second barrier behind the ball, because if it doesn't hit your hands, it hits another part of your body. I mean, Al Amri probably just wrongly presumed that that was such a simple take for him that he didn't need to, took his eye off the ball.
A player who came through the youth system at the club, born in the city, Al Amri, on his first couple of caps for Saudi Arabia as well this season. Mateus Gonçalves sent it through. Ferris Albrican puts it wide. Well, a two-goal cushion almost restored there.
I think it was his first touch on his unfavoured right foot. Albrican could have done with a better first touch. It was a lovely ball over the top. Actually, it's a good piece of defending when you see it back again there. Al Nassr gets himself back and he gets some kind of a touch on the ball, takes it away from Albrican.
Demiral winning that one in the air. Atangana beaten to it by Angelo, collected by Wesley. The two young Brazilians combining in towards João Felix. Ronaldo goes down inside the penalty area. No hint there of a penalty as Atangana heads it away. Mateus Gonçalves challenged by Brozovic, collected by Wesley. Good battle there between the two young Brazilian players. It's going to be Al Ahli's ball.
Starting to open up, isn't it? Al Ahli, we saw them sit deep, but now actually Al Nassr coming out to attack. Al Ahli sense there's something for them on the counter-attack. There's more spaces starting to appear. We're set for a cracking game. I don't think we've seen the last of the goals. No,
we're into the last 10 minutes of the first half here. Yeah, Al-Akidi doesn't exactly look dominant, does it, at the other end at the moment?
No, another Saudi international. Obviously got his place at the start of the season in place of Bento. He was also on loan last season, a decent season last season. An academy product of Al Nassr. Two goalkeepers probably at the start of last season. You wouldn't expect them to be playing a game as the number one.
Ali Madrashi with the throw. Al-Jahani has stayed down, holding his face. Al Nassr on the attack here. Demiral comes across. Ronaldo. Marcelo Brozovic. Felix. This is Wesley. Having a run at Albrican, header away by Demiral. Saad Al Nassr sending it in. Could be an opportunity here. Coman trying to put it on a plate there for João Felix, and Mohamed Suleiman was there to clear. Angelo, it's worth a pop from that sort of distance based on what we've seen so far.
You know, you could hear the Al Nassr supporters down beneath us shouting, shoot. When a goalkeeper's lacking in confidence like that, believe me, I've been there. It's not a nice place to be. And the last thing you want is somebody to shoot, especially when something like that's just happened.
That's the goalkeeper's lot, though, isn't it, Paul? It's like when a striker misses a big chance, yes, you know, the crowd complain about it, but the game carries on and it almost gets forgotten, doesn't it? Whereas if it happens to a goalkeeper, it becomes a defining moment in the game.
Well, if a striker misses a chance, he gets another opportunity at some point in the game, or he can run around the field and work hard and try and make up for it. As a goalkeeper, it's very, very difficult unless you get something else to do.
He might have something else to do in a minute here, because Al Nassr have been greatly encouraged by that goal scored by Al Amri, and here comes Wesley finding Brozovic. Plenty of yellow shirts in and around the penalty area here as João Felix sends it right across the face of the goal.
Good play from João Felix. It's very, very clever. It makes some intelligent runs, finds the pockets, finds the space. Goalkeeper gets a foot on it that time.
The deflection there from Al Amri. He'll feel happier when he gets his gloves on something again, won't he? And makes a decent stop.
But you know where this corner's going. If they
right in the goalkeeper's grill.
Yeah, right underneath. You see the pack in the 6-yard box already. Can be whipped in with pace and power.
Atangana's trying to keep tabs on Cristiano Ronaldo. In it comes from João Felix towards the far post, and it's an easy take. Counter could be on here. Gonçalves just checking back to stay on side. The pressure from Gonçalves.
Going back to your point, Simon, about a goalkeeper being able to atone for a mistake, it's very difficult. You can't atone for a mistake unless you're given something to do. And the hardest thing in the mentality of a goalkeeper is to not go chasing something to do, to come and try and collect crosses that you shouldn't do, or try and get involved in the game in places where you wouldn't normally do. It's a very, very hard mentality to think, right, OK, that's done, it's finished, I now need to move on.
Ronaldo finds Wesley. Can back again, deep inside his own half. He's putting in a shift. Al-Burkan playing up front alongside Ivan Toney, but backing up and doubling up on this near side, helping out Ali Madrashi, his captain.
He's the one that'll do the legwork for us. Al-Burkan works extremely hard in and around Ivan Toney. Ivan Toney, as we'll see, quite happy to make the forward runs. Defensively, maybe not as strong as offensively, but with Al-Burkan alongside him, as we're seeing more and more in world football, the two up front is becoming more popular. Both teams tonight playing exactly the same.
Al-Nassr sending it in to Angelo. Ronaldo. Al Amri. In towards Cristiano Ronaldo. He's turning into quite an offensive weapon in this match. Abdulelah Al Amri, the central defender, playing today because once more Mohamed Simakan is missing through injury.
He's been quiet tonight, Cristiano Ronaldo, so far in this game. But that's all he needs. A half chance like that gets himself in between two defenders. It's a good ball from Al Amri. Just can't direct his header on target. But you do get the feeling his chances will come, as they have done all season.
Every match there's some sort of stat we can give you about Ronaldo, obviously. Here's one. He's scored in each of the last 9 league matches that he's played. So it's quite a run. 13 goals in 11 league matches in total. He usually chips in with a goal. Mateus Gonçalves there has just conceded a bit of a daft free kick.
You look at the stats around Ronaldo, breaking records left, right and centre, both personal and as a team. As you say, the goals that he's got recently and the amount that he's scored in the league, 14 in all, 13 in the league. The 13 in the league's from 74 shots, hence the reason he does score so many goals.
Al Amri. Terrific first half from him so far. Al-Kanam sending it back in. Here's Angelo. Now João Felix. 2.5 minutes plus added time remaining in the first half. Coman. Block made by the Brazilian Galeno. Plenty going on inside the penalty area. Bosnian referee just stepping in. Merih Demiral is not very happy with Kingsley Coman as Ali Madrashi steps in as well.
There's a surprise. Demiral gets involved, missing his defensive partner in crime tonight, Ibanez, still being the leader in there. The dark arts of the penalty box. Him and Ibanez, two of the masters at it.
To be continued. In it comes from Brozovic. And the head is a superb one. And it's Abdulelah Al Amri who wheels away in delight. What a first half he's had. He's only playing because Mohamed Simakan is injured, but what an incredible impact. From 2-0 down, Al Nassr draw level shortly before half-time. Both goals from their number 5.
Is this what potential champions are made of? Coming back from 2-0 down, they were nowhere, they were out of sight, Al Nassr. They get a goal, they get 2 goals. It's a superb delivery from Brozovic, an out-swinging corner. It's absolutely begging to be headed into the back of the net. But Al Amri leaps and he rises. 4 Al Ahli defenders around him. He's the biggest, he's the strongest, and he finds the bottom left-hand corner with a superb header. And Al Nassr from 2 down are back in this contest.
What a match we've got on our hands here, and what a finish that was from Abdulelah Al Amri. Fantastic header. And momentum completely changing in this game. It was all Al Ahli earlier on, but then Al Nassr, encouraged by that goalkeeping mistake that brought them back into the game at 2-1, when it really should have been dealt with. And now that towering header for parity at 2-2. What response from the hosts now?
You could just see the confidence and belief that came back into this Al Nassr side after that goal, because before the goal that got them back into the game at 2-1, they offered nothing. They had no shots on target. Yes, possession was good, but actually going forward, they'd created nothing. But the belief after getting back into the game, they've looked a completely different side. That will really please George Jesus, what he's seen.
Yeah, we've got about another 3 minutes of additional time here. That's Atangana chasing. Toney's up there as well, and the man of the moment puts it out of play for a throw. Well, we did say traditionally this does tend to be one of the more entertaining fixtures of the season, as well as one of the bigger games. And so far, it's living up to its billing. It is a fixture. I think it does average at least 3 goals a game.
There's 2 teams with a lot of attacking quality. You only have to look at both team sheets, and both sides are full of goals.
Galeno with the throw. Ronaldo doesn't quite get there. It's cleared away by Wesley. Only as far as Madrashi into Gonçalves. Nowhere to go. Wesley's right on his tail. Well, you hate to say it in terms of Al Sambi, but since that goalkeeping error, everything has changed in this match. Here's Wesley. Everyone looking across and waiting for a flag to go up, but it's not happening. And now away come Al Ahli. Deep in added time at the end of the half. It's Galeno. Ivan Toney's up alongside him. Oh, and it's just gone wide, I think, off the foot of the post. What a chance that was for 3-2.
Almost a carbon copy of the opening goal. It's the fullback Housawi once again with the outside of his left foot into Galeno. It's a carbon copy apart from the finish. Ivan Toney misses by the width of a post. It's a superb move again, quickly from back to front from Al Ahli, and it's almost identical to the way that they got the first goal, and he knows that was a chance.
Oh, he was a fraction away from a hat-trick there, Ivan Toney, right at the end of the first half. End-to-end between these two.
So simple for Al Ahli to pick Al Nassr's defence open.
Al Akidi requiring a little bit of treatment. Hopefully all is well for Al Nassr's goalkeeper, but that would have been quite the moment there if Ivan Toney had have fired Al Ahli back into the lead after the closing portion of the first half, when a 2-0 lead has evaporated.
Goalkeeper here, Al Akidi.
Doesn't look great, does it, for Al Akidi?
I think he's collided with Ivan Toney. I think we were too busy waxing lyrical about the quality of Al Ahli's counter-attack and the pace in which they moved again down the left-hand side.
Well, let's hope that this is more precautionary than anything else, but he got caught there, I think, and maybe a knee to the head inadvertently from Ivan Toney.
I think it was
no intent, and
yeah.
Well, you could clearly see that it was a hefty blow there for the goalkeeper now of Al Akidi. Ragad Al Najjar is the substitute goalkeeper. He's already started a couple of matches in the Saudi Pro League this season. Played in a 2-0 win against Al Khaloud and a 5-1 victory against Al Riyadh. But they're taking their time here to treat Nassr Al Ahli, make sure that he has the best medical attention and that all precautions are taken. But Ivan Toney so close to a hat-trick there, just skimming the outside of the post. They were sailing along, weren't they, Paul, Al Ahli, until that mistake from the goalkeeper from the shot from Al Amri.
Yeah, and it was a really poor mistake. You don't want to keep going on about it, but that gave Al Nassr something. It gave them a foothold into the game. They hadn't had anything. They had possession, but everything was very comfortable at that stage for Al Ahli. The 4-4-2 system, what they have defensively, they're very well coached, Al Ahli. And as we said before, they're a team that are quite happy to suffer without the ball. Yeah, another opportunity here to see the unfortunate coming together with the goalkeeper. Oh, it's a really nasty one. Really, it's Ivan Toney's left knee. He looks to jump over the goalkeeper and get out the way, but thankfully he's sitting up there with the medical staff around him.
It looks like he knocked him out by the look of things. Good to see the goalkeeper sitting up now, and let's hope that he's okay. But of course, with such a blow to the head, they need to be extremely careful. Here's the equalising goal from Al Amri, a towering header.
It's a wonderful header, it really is, because he's got so much to do. He's surrounded by Al Ahli defenders. He gets a slight run, but it's mainly a standing jump. He diverts the ball with pace and power into the bottom right-hand corner. There's nothing that Al Sambi and the Al Ahli goal could do about that. And those travelling Al Nassr fans, once again, the title is back on, believe it.
What a 45 minutes for Abdulelah Al Amri, with both of the goals for Al Nassr as they've picked themselves up and got back in the game. Nassr Al Ahli back on his feet. Presumably has gone through all the necessary medical protocols. One would hope so anyway. And well, Al is ready to come on if needs be.
It looked like he was coming on, Al Najjar, didn't it? I mean, he's a decent replacement. He's got a reasonable experience at some top clubs without playing any type of football. Al Najjar, when you look at his track record at Al Shabab, didn't play. Al Weda played 10 games, and Al Town between 22 and 23 didn't play. Be a big game for him to come on to. Very brave here for the goalkeeper if he continues, because that is one hefty blow.
Well, it's just good to see that he's okay and back on his feet, but we thought that he was going to be forced to leave the field after that bang on the head. But now Al Ahli continues in goal for Al Nassr for the very little amount of time that remains in this first half. Cleared away by Martinez. Forward pass from Al Barikan, the header down from Al Jahani into Gonçalves, got away from Atangana, the pass not quite accurate enough. Al Ghanam. Gonçalves has done really well there to win it back. Galeno trying to venture forward, and the referee awarding the free kick. Galeno writhing in agony on the turf.
Looked a decent challenge to me at first glance. Brozovic, I think it is. Al Amri, he gets past Al Amri. Brozovic comes in. They both get a piece of him. Get a bit of the ball as well. I mean, he's made a lot of that, Galeno. I don't think that was too bad a challenge.
So Galeno is going to be fine. And this first half, which was meant to have 4 additional minutes, has had rather more. And maybe there's time for one last opportunity here. Magnificent arena, holding just over 62,000. Went full. Al Ahli then looking to finish the first half on the front foot, and Well, no surprise that the referee blew the whistle there. That's Saad Al Nassr on the ground. Demiral in the thick of it. Take two. Well, the referee doesn't know quite where to look at the moment.
Probably straight at Demiral would be a good idea.
Mateus Gonçalves with this free kick. In it goes towards Toney, and Al Ahli scrambling after it. That'll do it for the first half. On the whistle of the referee from Bosnia. And what a first half it has been. Ivan Toney with 2 goals for Al Ahli to put them 2 up inside 20 minutes. And then Abdulelah Al Amri with 2 for Al Nassr to bring them right back to parity and set us up beautifully for the second half. At half-time in Jeddah, it's Al Ahli 2, Al Nassr 2.
Drift into the world of Candy Crush.